What's up, everybody? It's good to see everybody here. Good morning, everyone. I'm back. I know you see what's behind me. We're going to be doing something a little differently today because I'm going to do a little bit more variety, you know? And I don't know. I guess I'm still figuring out what's my category. Going to different categories and stuff like that. Why don't we just add some more people to this one? Since today's a special day, you know? Yesterday was a major holiday. The Grand Troll, he is stop. Yeah, yesterday was April Fool's. All right. Let's add I'm gonna add some more people to this chat right now. They always feel a little left out. We're gonna add them to it. See what everybody's doing around town. Good morning, everybody. I want to say good afternoon. I know you do too, but technically, it's not the afternoon yet. If you know what I'm saying, 11 o'clock isn't the afternoon. So today, I'm just sipping some tea. And the tea, I'm telling you, is piping hot. All right. Now, trust and believe. This is exactly what you need to be doing right now. Now, I'm telling you, you got to get into the chat so we could talk about these things. And if you have anything that you would like me to share on my live, you can submit it at queenshowtimefans@gmail.com. That's queenshowtimefans@gmail.com. Okay? All right. All right. I'm just going to be adding this next little page to the group. Okay, let's see. And if you're just getting in here, click subscribe. You should subscribe right now so you could make sure you catch me when I go live. And trust and believe, I'll be going live tomorrow, maybe even later tonight. I don't know. And I'm in New York City. Everywhere I go, I'm taking my camera. I'm out there. If I'm in the subway, it's going down, you're going to catch it. Okay? NYC, baby. It's filled with energy and a lot of other stuff. A lot of people, mostly they ask me, people that haven't been here ask me, how does it smell? Well, it doesn't smell that bad. But you know when to hold your breath and when not to. You just know. You can tell. Ask any New Yorker. They won't tell you. Trust and believe. When everybody's family and friends come here and they say, oh, we want to see New York. Oh, we want to see New York. Oh, show it to me. We take them to Times Square and then they go home. I'm not trying to embarrass myself out here. So I was going to take them to, all the way down somewhere deep down in the other sides of Brooklyn or the Bronx. Why? Why would I do that to somebody? It's kind of like going to Dubai and be like, you want to see where the help live at? Be like, I thought they live right here. I do not live in the Waldorf Astoria. But one day I shall own it. Oh, man. No, I'm just saying, like, they don't do no repairs around here. It sucks. New York City, they always scrubbing 42nd Street down all day. Oh, make it shiny. And it still look like that. You know what I'm saying? No offense, but it could be better. Hello. It should be like more artsy. We need like a little thing. We don't have like our little gimmick. What's our thing? You know what I'm saying? What is it, Apple? That's old. Come on. What's our thing? Don't tell me it's a brand. That's materialistic. We should be artsy. I want to start spray painting everything. I want to spray everything. Watch, you'll see. I'm going to be spraying everything. I will. I'm going to I already figured it out. I'm just not saying anything. But I'm going to all over. I missed that. That was very nice. Come on now. Put some respect. You know, on things that make New York, New York. Come on now. Whew. I'm just going to get this one in. Oh, it's not there. Where is it? I thought I had it right here. I probably passed it talking about New York. Y'all are right. Yeah, I say it like I ain't even from here. Okay. Where does it say it? Okay, there it is. You know, I'm not perfect because and that's okay, you know. I'm sure there's other people out there and they're so perfect and that's wonderful, but me, I'm just trying to learn. And as I learn, then yeah, I'm gonna be so much better. I'm gonna be amazing. Everybody's gonna be like, oh wow. I remember when she first started. Don't worry, that's my first live. Go check it out. You know, that was like 4 weeks ago. I just started, okay? And I'll tell you, this is not that much big of a deal. Because, you know, I ain't going to like I did, but I did the little Facebook thing, but you know, they play a lot of games over there. They do. They'll find ways to take things from you. Everything. So I don't really be like messing with them a little too much. Because I'm like, you gotta mix it up, you know? There's many ways to cook chicken. As long as you're cooking, right? Just keep cooking. Keep the pot on the stove. Keep stirring it until it's like savory, I guess. You know, that's what I'm doing. Let's see. Is that it? Looks weird, but oops. Let me see. Why does it look so weird? Okay, the thing to do something. See, they've been like messing with me. And I know they're watching me. When somebody's watching you, your system glitches. Because they want to be a part of the system too, but they're going to mess it up. So then you know somebody's watching you. You know, and then you just start like, you know, like, but it's like, who feeds into that? I'm used to people staring at me. But, you know, it's better to subscribe than to, you know, like infiltrate. That's like really weird. That's what people do though. You just don't notice it. But it's like even in your TV. In your TV. Okay. Let's get right to it. What else do I need? Boop. I knew they was going to do that. Boop. It has a tab already. That's cute. Try to control you. I've created things and had it snatched just right off of the web. And then I see them. I'm telling you, people do that. Yeah, what's the flag? Okay, there's no reason for that. Okay, that was weird. They like do stuff every time. I never have this, like I would never have these problems, you know, and then out of nowhere I have problems. And I have to deal with it. Yeah, a dude says excellent adventure. Can I just get in the phone booth and get out of here? You know? Ugh. It's like giving me all of these problems. It doesn't want me to put them in. Yeah. See, it's refusing to take a title. Yeah. Yep. Oh well. I tried to get them in there, but they could not be invited. They'll have to get a link and wonder why I'm so excited. Anyway, what's up, everybody? We're going to be going through it, all right? So if you have a similar story, you could just put it in there, whatever. So we won't talk about it, and I'm going to be going through this. Yeah. And writing on here. Yeah. Case, just sometimes, in case I need to, like, break it down exactly how it went down. All right. So we got first question I see. What's the weirdest food combo you secretly love? A weird food combo. Well, a weird food combo that I love. Okay. Weird though. I would have to say peanut butter cheeseburgers. Peanut butter cheeseburgers is amazing. Okay. You want to put that on the list? Hey, the peanut butter! Peanut butter burgers. What are you looking at? Don't tell me you write better than that. Oh, I probably got a spritz. Let me see. When I first got the peanut butter burgers, right? When I got the peanut butter burgers, the guy in the store, well, it wasn't a store, it was a restaurant. He didn't want to make it. He was like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Are you sure?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he went to the back. He told the chef. Then, as they're making a burger, they come back. They was like, "We just wanted to double check how much peanut butter did you want?" And I'm like, "Oh Lord, I want peanut butter on both sides." They're like, "With the cheese?" I'm like, "Yeah, with the cheese melted on it." Where are we doing this? You know what I'm saying? And then when it came out, everybody was just like, everybody was with. It was like, wow, like, oh, that looks good. I'm like, it is. That is ill. Don't you hate when you're doing that and somebody's like, "Can I get some?" No, you cannot get none. Look how little the burger is. Do you want to like switch your meal and you get one of these too? Imagine. Stop making people's meal a sampler, okay? It's like be like 4 of y'all be like, "Dang, that dude look good though." The 3 of y'all could have split one. Y'all want to sample it. You could have asked them for bring you a sample. But look, okay. After I did that, the next time like I came there, peanut butter burgers was on the menu. I did that. I know I did that. Clock it. Okay. He realized them peanut butter burgers is good. I'm telling you, the way the cheese and the peanut butter mixes together is crazy. It is. It is so crazy. All right. So the peanut butter burgers, the bomb. All right. Definitely the bomb. All right. Have you ever gotten lost somewhere silly? What about y'all? Put it in the chat. You ever got lost somewhere real silly? I live in New York. We got to make an exception for me. I got lost so many dang times. I used to look at the map. The map would be like this, right? This is city map. NYC city map. All right? Let me see it. Make sure it's clear. Oh, you can see it a little bit, right? Look. I wish I should use black. Anyway, this is the city map, right? It is kind of bright. But anyway, the city map is like this big, right? And then, let me get the other one. Yeah. This city map. NYC. This is how big the map is. Right? And then, this is the Bronx. Right? And then, what else we got? See, this is the Bronx right here. Right? Okay. This is Queens. All that, right? And this is Manhattan. Right? Yeah, that's Manhattan. Let me get you closer. I said, get over here. Get over here. All right? Can you see it? All right? So, this is the Bronx. That's the Bronx, right? Okay? Then, this is Queens. All right here. That's Queens, right? This whole thing. The whole thing. That's Queens. Right here. And a little bit right here, too, like that. All over the dang place. Right? And then, what else? And all this is Brooklyn. Right? I don't know how. I'm looking at the map. This is how the map is. Well, the old map. They don't want us to look at the old map. You see, they take those maps and they try to fool you. Try to fool you into thinking that things are a certain size when they not. All of the maps, everything is not the size as, man, we'll get to that some other time. But, so, this is Queens, Brooklyn, okay? And then we got the Bronx right here and Manhattan. This part of Manhattan ain't even really Manhattan. This little strip right here, that's just their thirst for Broadway. But why didn't they come over here and take Park? Because we got a Park Avenue over here. They love those names. Anything like, I swear, it's in the Monopoly board. They love that. Look, right here, they want to take all of Amsterdam, Broadway. Okay, whatever. Whatever. Fancy. You don't want Grand Concourse? We got Grand Concourse. You don't want Grand Concourse? Anyway. I'm just saying, Park Avenue runs through Manhattan. Amsterdam, Broadway. They just took the whole thing. Okay, that's Manhattan. Supposedly. You know, it's like you could go straight through Manhattan and never have to see the Bronx. You believe that? Oh, yeah, that's what they think. That's called Fordham Road. Anyway, so, like, I don't care what they say it is. All right, so look. I was, like, looking at the map. This is how I got lost. I was, like, I'm, like, a new traveler, you know. So I'm, like, looking at the map, and I said, I'm going to take my pencil like they do in the movies. And I calculated the distance from one station to the other station because I've traveled it before in the Bronx. So I did like this. I was like, oh, it's about 20 blocks. I could walk that. I mean, this is the 90s. We used to walk. That was normal. 20 blocks. You could walk 20, 30 blocks. You know? Matter of fact, sometimes you just walk in the direction where you know it's a pit stop or whatever, where people stop. And people really did stop there and chit-chat. And there were other people there. Anyway. So, I calculated like that. And I said, well, then when I get to Queens from the train station, it's like, dude, I can just walk it. I don't need to do nothing. I just get out and walk. Because everybody's like, no, don't go that way. Because the bus don't stop there. And the dollar van don't stop there. You got to get off here. And then you got to take a bus to here and then take a dollar van. I was like, no. Let me take the train straight there. And as soon as I get off, I'm going to be there. Like, I'm on my way. I'll be in 15 minutes. About an hour and a half later, I'm still lost. Now I'm walking around in circles, and the numbers is getting high quick. Talking about I'm going from 254th Street to, like, I don't know, I think it said 283rd Street. Oh, it got so wild. I don't know what to do. Then I seen a bus, and trust and believe, when you're lost in New York, you don't care where that bus is going. You don't care where that train is going. You get on it, and you act like you know where you're going. Oh, I almost missed my bus. Oh, there go my train. You know, just get on it. And then when you get on, get right over there. All right. Okay. Hey. You know, man, I was lost. And you know, it's even worse if you get lost on the train. We get lost on the train over here, man. One day, you'll be traveling your route that you know. Because you only know the route you go, really. I never really rode the Z train. I don't be taking the W nowhere. So imagine they be like, I know where out the blue. You like, la, la, listening to music, headphones on. It's like, and like, okay, everybody get off. Take the Z to the X train and get off on 13th Street and catch the L bus. So it's going straight to your destination. It's like, what? That's why I need a shuttle bus. Like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're talking about. You're going to have to break it down to me. I need 15 maps. I need to know where each of these things go, and you have to come with me. So that one, you know, I got lost a few times, okay? There's been times when I was just on 42nd Street, and I didn't know which way was First Avenue. And that could blow your mind. Because every time you get to the middle, you get so tired, you want to turn back around. And like, did the numbers go up or did it go down? You know, if you're chit-chatting, talking and walking with people or whatever, you know, it's a busy, busy street. You can forget to look at any dang thing at all. So much going on. Next thing you know, you're by the water. But if that ever happens to you on 42nd Street or, you know, there's other streets or whatever downtown, take the waterway bus. It'll bring you right back to the other side of the water for free. It just goes back and forth the waterways, and it's completely free. You know? Okay, so let's see. What's a hobby or skill people wouldn't guess you have? Oh, wow. A skill that I have that people would not believe is that people wouldn't believe. Let's see. I don't know what people wouldn't believe. I would say a skill that I have that people wouldn't believe. I gotta think about that. They would not believe it. Oh, I got one. Figure skating. So let's add that to the list. Okay? Figure skating. Nobody ever seen me do it. You probably won't. Okay? Figure skating. Right? Is it figure skating? Yeah. Ice skating? Yeah, I'm really good at that. Like, when I was a kid, you know, and I used to ice skate, like, right before they would do the tree lighting thing or whatever, Rockefeller Center. Everybody used to always come up to me and ask me if I was opening up for the show. And people would always be asking me for my autograph and giving me free stuff or whatever. They were like, is she opening up? And it's like, my dad is like, no. It's my daughter. Because my dad, you know, both my parents always was big on that, you know, like, believe it in yourself and trying different things. So you know what we used to do in my family is like the whole family would go out and roller skate, or the whole family goes out and plays ball, or the whole family goes out and do go-karts, the whole family climbs trees. Like whatever we're doing, we're all going to do it. If we're playing instruments, we all have an instrument, okay? But when we go to the park, it's not like one person's skating, the other one's got a board, and the other one's riding a bike. No. Either we all got bikes, or we all got skates, or we all got boards, and we all just do everything. So when you do it like that, you know, you end up just getting really good at it. Since I was a little kid, you know, I used to be like skating all the time. I had my little skates. Little skates to the big skates to the bigger skates. I skated so much, I used to just skate around. You could have just called me Tootie. You just skate everywhere, jump off curbs. It could be lumpy or anything. Rain, sleet, snow. I could still skate on it. You know, it's like pretty easy. The only thing is, you know, just can't skate in the house. But I'll tell you, that wasn't about like, oh, you could get yourself hurt. You could hurt somebody if you slip in those skates and them things fly in the air. Yeah. But other than that, you know, I really used to enjoy skating. Like, I could skate backwards. I know like different moves and like the different dance moves and stuff. And you know, it's just something that I always enjoyed doing because, and when I was young, I was so daring. But yeah, I can spin and all of that stuff, spin in circles, and you know. And maybe that's because I also, you know, did ballet. I did some ballet dance class. You know, when you do dance class and stuff. In my school, they had after school programs and stuff like that. People would take different classes, you know, and beyond that, before I even could think of that, being in such a large family, we always did activities together. It was almost like I was in a summer program forever. Okay, so yeah. Figure skating. Queen. Action. Now, next question I see over here. Let me see. Oh. What's a hobby or skill? I said that. Have you ever had a random encounter that made your day? Yeah. Always. I'm always having some weird random encounter that's making my day. Not really like making my whole day, but it sets the mood for the day. You know, like when you first, like that first situation where, you know, people show a little kindness or a little humor, you know, that really defines the rest of the day. It can define, but it doesn't have to, but it can if it's good. You know, so I think we've all had that situation before. A random encounter that made the day. I remember one time I think it was Mike Woods, the weatherman, and was waiting for the train, you know, and I was with my mom and she said, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from? I think she thought she knew him from somewhere else, like, you know, just a regular person, because he's just a regular person. And he was like, you know me from the news. The way he said it, like, it was just so funny. And I was just sitting there just laughing. That was the most funniest random encounter, because we was on the subway. And, you know, I've met celebrities like here, there, everywhere and stuff. But that situation was hilarious, and it did make the day, it did set the mood for the day. And we was just laughing all day about that. That was hilarious. The weatherman was on the train. My mom had him held up while he tried to describe who he was. You tell me who you are, Mr. Weatherman. Why do I know your face? Let me stop. You ain't say that. Yeah, I ain't gonna get into all details, but I'm telling you my part. My part is just sitting there laughing, like, my goodness. Hi. I'm like, don't mess with the weather. We counting on you. Every time I see a weatherman, though, nowadays, when I do see them, I tell them, I'm like, It's because of you. I wore a coat last week. I was hot. They laugh. They always laugh. Always get on them about the weather. Be like, why you lied about the weather last week? Why were you was lying? Sometimes they be like, no, it comes from a system. We get the information just like Channel 5. Just like Channel 5, we get the same information. So funny. Like anything that make me laugh in the daytime. Oh, that kind of sets the mood for the day. But nowadays, you get older, you make yourself laugh. Yeah, I'm not waiting for anybody's approval or a sign to say, "Oh, this is the time that we're going to be happy." No, I'm gonna get those giggles right here before I outside there. Okay. All right. Let's see. What's the funniest mistake you ever made? Why would I be laughing at my mistakes? I guess you could say it's funny to like I guess you could say it's funny when you forget you got your wig on. Because I remember I was in a situation where I had to be somewhere. And when I got there, no, it's like if you want to wear a wig, but it's like, when you want to wear a wig and you can't, and you thought you had your wig on, and you like, everything. Your makeup, you put your earrings in and everything. You got the outfit on, the outfit right, the shoes is right, the bag. You did everything. And then, right when you when the train's coming, you feel a cool breeze. Like, ooh. Oh. Confidence. Confidence will get you through. It's like, oh, yeah. No, I'm giving like Black Queen, Goddess. So I guess that's random. Yeah, don't tell nobody that story. I don't wear wigs. The hell? Have you ever tried something and totally failed at first? Yeah. Yeah, I tried things and totally failed. Let's see. Totally failed. Well, I don't know. I guess it's like I wouldn't say I failed, but I just kept trying. I'd say like when I first started doing wall art, it was really hard for me to like understand how everything was gonna like all work out. When I first started doing it, I was like when I was younger, when I first started doing art like on walls and stuff, I kind of felt like I was failing at it because crossing over lines and borders and frames really changes the dynamic of your drawing. Like if you're doing like spray paint or graffiti on a brick wall, and you think like you're making straight lines and you back up and it's just like this big squiggly graffiti art, And trust and believe. It was like, oh, I gotta go back over that. Okay. I've been there before. But it's like every time I'm doing something and it doesn't exactly work out how I want it to work out, I just keep on trying. But I would say that one I failed because once it was done and dried, we had left it just like that. And it was like, oh, you did it on purpose and everything. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm talking about commissioned art, okay? We're not just spraying on the side of somebody's store that they got to pay $300 to get repaired, okay? Let's see. All right. What's a small thing that always makes you laugh? A small thing that always makes me laugh. Wow. Something small that's going to make me laugh. I would have to say something small to make me laugh. Nature. Watching nature. Sometimes I laugh at nature, like the little things that they do. That's funny to me. And yeah, I think that's the small thing that makes me laugh. Watching nature. Like when the creatures and pumping and coming after each other. The other day I was in the park. You know, that's one of the lives like a couple of days ago. I was in the park and this squirrel had a Dorito. And he was not sharing, but it was mad huge. And he was not sharing with nobody. So one of the other squirrels was like, bump that. And he just started chasing him. So then the squirrel with the Dorito just booked it. And I was recording it. So the squirrel with the Dorito, he's running, right? He's doing this. He's ducking left. He's turning right. He's swirling. He go up the tree and he jump out the tree. And then he run. And then he go hide under a rock, right? Like nobody can see him. I'm just laughing. I'm laughing so hard. And I'm telling him, I'm screaming like, give him a piece of the Dorito. That's mad greedy. Give him a Dorito. Break it. Let him have a piece. You know you tired. And he just stood there hiding, right? Then after a while, I got a little closer to the squirrels and I noticed a bag with this big giant Dorito looking chip in it, right? But it was inside the bag and it was just like a little hole. And I'm like, dang, it just had got, and then I started to realize he low-key got the plug and he didn't even tell nobody. He walking around with this big chip, and when he finishes, he probably gonna come back and get another one, and he the only one know how to get it. I gotta turn the other squirrel. I'm like, Mr. Squirrel, you're not gonna come over here, go get him. All the other squirrels just looking at him. He's just eating. He's like OG squirrel. So that's a small thing, and it just made me laugh. And it, the way animals get down, I just laugh at nature. It's so simplistic. I mean, like, it's amazing. It's like that's how it is. That's life, So, have you ever done something spontaneous and loved it? Yeah. Totally. Spontaneous and loved it. Super water slide. Super water slide. To me, that's spontaneous, and it will forever be spontaneous. And every time, I love it. Okay? Also, traveling, last minute travel, spontaneous, and I love it. So much, it's like a rush. If it's spontaneous, it's going to give you a rush, so you're going to love it. All right. I mean, that's just easy for me. What's a secret talent nobody knows about? Secret talent nobody knows about. I can do almost any voice there is. You might as well call me Freddie. I'm the new Freddie. I can do any voice, any of them. And if I can't, I can try and I'll master it. Like a cartoon character, anything. I can do all of the voices. And yeah, it's a secret talent that nobody knows about. Because I just want to win. I have a nice voice, but I know how to control my voice and like how to change different tones to make my voice deeper or to make it really dark. So if I really wanted to talk like that, or
if I wanted to talk like this, I could talk like that too, But then also I could talk like that, and my voice can really just get a little more deeper than that. But at times I can get it like this, and then like that, and a little bit like this, and a little more like that, because I'm special. And that's why they call me Queen, the only Doochie. But at the same time, I could do all those other voices too. Like a spoonful of sugar. Wait, I can't do it. Wait. Well, every voice, it has a tone. And I must say mine's is alone. Can you hear it? That's Mary Poppins to you. Right? But I can do all of the different character voices and stuff. I don't know. Call me the cable girl. you know, many people didn't grow up with such a lifestyle. I stayed up all night studying. So, I guess that's a talent that nobody knows. My voiceover talent and my acting skills. Well, think they probably know my acting skills, but they don't know I have any voiceover talents. Have you ever had an unexpected win? Every time I go to the casino? What you talking about? I always have I have wins all the time. Even when I feel like I'm down, I get a win. I get a boost. And I see it. And I receive it every time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, you think I'm going to stop it? Nothing's going to stop me. You crazy? What? Talk about tenderism. Tenderism? Baby, I'm tender. You know what I'm saying? Off the boom. What are you talking about? Every minute, because I'm such a good person, I have good karma. So everywhere I go, I have good karma. I was just telling a story the other day about how I was on my way to work with a bunch of employees all around me that was acting all stinking jealous just because they thought my coat was expensive and cuter than theirs, and they was acting like, oh, she thinks she all that. No, and the coat was all like $35. Like, geez, I got on the internet. Dang. And it was just all over, like, look at her ski suit. Look at it. Oh my gosh, can you breathe? Breathe, beach. Damn. And then a limousine pulled up and said, want to ride? I hopped in. I was drinking champagne on the way to work. Oh, man. It was unexpected. And for me, that was a win. Especially the fact that when I pulled, I thought nobody was going to see me. And nobody was going to say, yeah, I ain't seen her getting nothing. I thought when I arrived at work, everybody would have been inside already. Nobody was going to see me. But when he pulled up right into the front door. And right at the front door, my manager and my supervisor was at the door drinking coffee. And everybody thought the owner of the company had pulled up. It was just me. Queen. It was hilarious. Nobody even knew what to say after that. You think they'd have jokes like, so is the limousine going to take us all home after work or something? No, anybody had nothing to say because they didn't know what was going on. And I already told dude, when I get out, I'm going to be saying some things, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, all right, then. You know what I'm saying? I got out with the champagne glass and everything. I was like, okay, all right. It was like, yeah, I took his number down, everything, business card, all that. I got in that limousine a few times. I got the number on speed dial if I ever want to have a shindig, okay? Some people have limousines. It's just parked in their house, go side hustle or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you got you got yourself about 9/11, 5/11 children yourself, you better get yourself a limousine for them graduation. Just park it in the backyard. Because for each one of them graduate, you're going to ride this limousine. You go in the back here, take the keys. You go in the back, all right, you're going to drive your brother to the school. First, you're going to drive him to the school, all right? We've been practicing in Target for a long time. You know how to drive this limousine? Telling you, just get one limo, call it a day. One limo for the family, for everything. Call it a day. That's it. That's what me and Duke was talking about. We was talking about how it's smart to just have one limousine in one family. I mean, like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, it's the one little family with like the husband, the wife, and the 4 kids. No. It could be like a thing with about 3, 4, 5 families. We're gonna share this. We're gonna ball out. Come on now. Or a stretch. Get you a stretch and share it. Or a Mercedes, a Mercedes truck. For the road trips and stuff like that. You gotta think about things like that. When you got a big family, ain't no amusement parks over here that's fun. We like to go to Billy B's. I need to go to the Palisades. Most people in the Bronx, what we do is we get like a van. That's what we do in the Bronx, New York City. I'm in the Bronx right now. But most people in the Bronx, New York City, Manhattan, Brooklyn, we get a van. It's perfect for people doing gigs, construction, and taking the kids on trips, everything. Huge van. Trust me. That's what we always do. Because them seats come straight out. They come out. And it's convertible. I have my friends, they converted their vans, put the system in, couch, Xbox. You know how we do. Driving around the city. That's all you really want. You really don't need nothing but, and that's just how it is. Like, that's even go like with party bus. I met people who do the party bus. And then next thing you know, I'm riding on the party bus all the time. I'm like, that's lit. Oh, ooh, it's a party all the time. It's a party all the time. I'm always having wins. Sometimes I run into things that I'm like, when I'm thinking of it, it just appears. Anything I want, all I have to do is think about it and it just appears. I think it works like that for anybody, but you have to have good karma. Your aura has to be strong, and your aura gets strong by being good. At the end of the day, being named queen, sometimes I always take it upon myself. And I've always taken it upon myself to act as a queen and to be regal and to set a standard on, how people should be. Have I ever had to strike somebody down? Yes. That's a part of being a human too. Okay? I mean, it is. Sometimes you have to just say, and that. So, yeah, definitely. I always try to be a good person. And when you're a good person, good things happen to you. That's your first step. Being good. Oops. That's the wrong one, I think. You gotta be a good person. When you're not a good person, what do you think, man? Let's see. Make sure it could come out. Oh. All right. Like, say you're not a good person. What do you think happens? Negative things happen to you. Negative things. Because you weren't a good person. Because that's your first step. That's your first step. I don't know why people think that they don't have to be good people. You have to. You really have to be a good person. And they like tell me, well, why doesn't it work for me? You ever saw the cartoon or the movie about the Care Bears? You're not a Care Bear, so what? If you don't care and you're not a Care Bear, you can't do the Care Bear share. I mean, like, is that hard? Is that hard to understand? You can't do the Care Bear share. You're not a Care Bear. You want to, but you can't. That's the problem. People really just they don't want to own up to who they are, but they want to achieve great things without putting in any effort. And that's where you have it all messed up. You could have luck, or you could be right? You want to have luck or you want plucked? Which one do you want? Because if you don't give a pluck, you will have no good luck. You see, everything that's right and means something rhymes. But nobody pays attention to that either. They just think it's just a sly way, a gimmick on how to control you and control the media. But maybe it's trying to redirect you to show you a better way. Because at the end of the day, if people want to achieve great things, they first have to be great themselves. Right? So that's something you really have to think about. Being a good person and all. Now, anybody would like a cup of tea? I know I will. Let's get to the tea. Wait. Let's get some tea, baby. Stop. That was my poor attempt as Harley Quinn. Right? Harley Quinn. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing until I started doing it. I didn't know what I was doing, so I started doing it. I had a remix, I spit it, and then I tried to chew it. Right? I didn't know what I was doing, then I started to do it. I had a remix, I spit it, and I had to chew it. And I had to chew it. This is how I do it. I got new lyrics on Druid. I went to space and I knew it. Bruh. Didn't know what I was doing, but I had to do it. Ooh, so we're still sitting here chilling. I mean, it's mad bright outside. Like, look at that. The light is so bright. The light is so bright. Let me think. Now, for the last of everything, let me think. What else out there is going on in the world? Okay. Here's one thing I can say. There has been times where I was like trying to like just get everything together. You know, like my ideas and stuff. And I've noticed that a lot of people who pretend to care about me don't. And I think my biggest secret is that I allow them to pretend, and I don't let them know, and I'm aware that they're full of crap. I think that's my biggest secret. That when people say they care and they don't, I can tell, but I don't say anything. I don't know. I think that just comes from growing up, you know, as a kid, you know, I mean, as a child, a young person and all, that you feel like nobody is really there. And it kind of sticks with you when you grow up. You feel like nobody is there. But if you're smart, you'll ride that wave, embrace the energy, and be strong and know the only person that needs to be there is you. I've had people pick on me when I was young and taunt me and treat me like crap. And I've had good people around me that said I was great. Treated me like a gem, a queen, princess, royalty, you know? And I've dealt with that. You know, like when you're young, you'll see people be like, oh, these people are evil. These people are kind. These people are user. These people try to change your mind. You know,
You're going to see different dynamics of people. Like when you're in preschool. And then when you get older, you see the same dynamics. And then when you're in third grade, you see the same dynamics or whatever. It's the same. And as you get older, then you're at work and you're dealing with these people with these problems. And they bring it to work. And I've learned that the most that I can do is not bring my emotions. And I try to tell people not to bring their emotions into situations. I'm not going to get emotional. It's not good for my health. It's not good for my heart. And it doesn't really solve anything. So I don't find a need for it. And for that reason, I find myself really uninterested in hanging out with a lot of females. Like, I really would not prefer to have females as friends because I don't want to cry with anyone. I get bad advice from, and I'm not saying it's all females or anything. It's not. Just like not all men are good. A lot of them are dogs, demons, hoofed, horned, tailed demons, spawns of Satan. Yeah, some men are evil. Some women are evil too. Imagine, being a chick and you gotta be around these people that always influence you to, like, be like them, or they, just being around another female. You know what happens? We'll get on the same accord, health wise, and that's disgusting. Why is my coochie on the same time as your coochie? If you hang out with somebody long enough, y'all be on the same cycle. This is not my wife. I'm not going to create no bond. That's a bond. And I think it's disgusting. I really find it disgusting. I wish it was a scientific way that I could just put a spray on me so when I go to work, nothing like that ever happens. Because when that happens, they'd be like, "Oh, look at us on the same thing." I'm like, if you don't get yeah, you could just go ahead and move my desk. Stop talking to me. Seriously. I don't like that. It's almost like influence to me. Why would I want to be around somebody that influences me? Or spends their whole day trying to influence me? I don't want to be like you. I don't want to sound like you. Half the time I'll be listening to these chicks and they just sound so, like, outlandish. Like, who told you that? Where do you get your knowledge from? What book? What is the name of your doctor? I need to speak to him. I just don't understand where y'all get this knowledge of everything. And it's so que sera. Do you not do research behind what someone tells you? If I hang out with chicks, they be like, yeah. They be like, don't let him see the baby, or they be like, yeah, outside, take him for child support. Yeah. I'm like, why are you doing that? Just keep messing with him. He ain't doing nothing yet, but he's gonna do something one day. So just get him now. And I'm like, why? You gotta get him. I'm like, the fuck is wrong? Are y'all okay? Are y'all okay? Is everything all right at home? Is everything all right upstairs? That's what I mean at home. Is everything all right up there? Like, why are you doing all this? Then it makes me realize why people be getting into these situations. Because they don't really know how to listen. Like, and I'm just sitting there like the oddball out. The dang, I got big birds surrounded by dodo birds. And I'm like, dang. You just wondering why people do what they do, right? You're not that type of animal. It's not up to you to understand. Just walk away. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people will be like, oh, she must like girls. No, get away from me. No, I do not. Just because I don't like hanging out with y'all doesn't mean that I want to be a man. I don't want to be a man. I'm a girly girl. I'm the sweetest girly girl. I love pink ruffles. I have pink stuffed animals. Fluffy pillows, stars, hearts, lots of glitter. No, I don't want to be a boy. I want to be a kind female. Not a man. And not a beach. You guys are beaches. And that's probably that's one of my big secrets. Like I said, people are evil beaches, and I let them be. And I smile. Just smile. That was so funny. But deep down, I know. You know? I already know. Deep down. A beach ain't never gonna have no money.